Look for a partner that can help you sell your unused equipment for maximum value, another way to help cash flow. As the old saying goes, cash is king, and not without some wisdom. And that's what our fourth customer challenge is all about. You may have access to cash in more ways than you think. Do you have access to excess equipment sitting around because you've either upgraded your equipment or your organization has downsized? There are options to convert that unused equipment into value for your organization. Often you can turn your old equipment in for cash or apply your old equipment's value towards immediate or future hardware service purchases. Leaseback opportunities can free up dollars. Also has to do with cash flow. If you need access to cash, it may be possible to sell your equipment and lease it back from the purchaser, providing you with some upfront cash and manageable monthly expense. We mentioned this a little bit earlier, but there's the cash savings involved in consolidating your vendors. Discounts on service, repair our product. Centralizing your vendors really can offer immediate cash savings to having more buying power with a particular company. If you could offset some of your repair costs with discounts when you upgrade, wouldn't that be a better way to go? And you can do that when you're working with the same vendor because you have a little more clout. Limited IT resources. Are there AIDC devices a top priority for your IT team? Or perhaps you don't have an IT staff. Do you have decentralized IT department? Consider outsourcing device delivery, staging, remote management, maintenance, etc. to allow your IT staff to focus on top priority issues. And we'll talk a little bit more about this later, but certainly with programs, remote device management programs like Wavelength and SOTI, just not having to manually do one upgrade through 1,000 devices where you have to touch each device and you can do it through the air. Your ROI is almost instantaneous on programs like this and on software like this. So it really makes a difference. Partner sustainability. How do you know your company you're doing business with will be around to support you for the long haul? While the environment isn't entirely stable right now, you want to partner with companies that are stable and have been around and that can be with you throughout the lifetime of your product. And these are companies that have a history of profitability. They care about your success. They're continuing to perform and invest. They have partnership certifications and expertise that can support your business. You need to understand the history of the company and consider the likelihood of it surviving for 2, 5, and even 10 years. Market leadership. Going with a market leader is a safe bet as long as the company is continuing to perform and invest in the products and staff. Also, take a look at what your peer companies are doing. By understanding what products your competitors or other similar organizations have gone with, you will minimize your risk. Successfully addressing the challenges. These are company case studies that we talked about. So we're going to make this a little more real for you by sharing some of the stories about how we've helped our customers do some of the things we've just talked about. Centralized solution. In this particular scenario, one of our customers is a Fortune 500 manufacturer in the forest industry. They have hundreds of locations, decentralized operations, and devices from several manufacturers. They had some old, they had some new. All needed to be functional. The Ryzex solution, we were able to support all the devices with our repair services and provide refurbished replacement devices, further saving them money. We also managed their spare pool for them centrally, reducing the number of spare units they needed. And we renegotiated the terms of the print media OEMs on their behalf, giving them an instant savings in money. Over time, we've been able to transition them from to new Intermec devices on their timeline. We even saved them money by buying back their old devices and applying a credit to the new Intermec units. A key point here is Everything was done on their own timeline. They used that in combination with centralizing all of their repairs, and they got the most bang for their buck out of their old units so they can reinvest in the new technology. Again, this is a Ryzex solution. Stretching assets. We had another enterprise customer in the tire and rubber industry. The price of petroleum has a double impact on this company as they rely on it for their manufacturing process, and it drastically affects demand by their automotive industry customers. The company had older end-of-life gear, but they weren't in a position to be able to upgrade. The Ryzex solution, we were able to save them money by squeezing 3 to 4 more years of life out of their devices. We also decommissioned some of the devices for parts, reducing their repair costs. Now that they're ready for an upgrade, we're working with them on leasing options so they can upgrade without it impacting their CapEx budgets. Again, another way for a customer to really do things on their own terms and as they're ready. Trusted advisor. This was a home improvement chain. They had 1,000 stores, 60,000 SKUs, several different device models, and after 4 years of Ryzex support, they were ready for an upgrade. Well, with over 60,000 SKUs and their own in-house application, they wanted to upgrade mobile computers that could effectively handle pictures and pricing without bogging down their system. They were also looking for simplicity and ease of use for their 1,000 dealers. Ryzex took over repair of this customer's data collection devices, allowing the company to continue using their equipment until they were ready to upgrade. Even though the original manufacturers no longer supported some of the devices, Ryzex was able to service the various models of mobile computers, extending their life. Downtime can mean high costs and lost revenue in retail. Through Ryzex Advanced Replacement option, they received working equipment within 24 hours of their request. And when they were ready to upgrade, they turned to Ryzex for assistance. The response was overwhelmingly favorable to the Intermec CK3, and this is ultimately the solution they decided to go with. Short-term needs. We touched on this a little bit. In this final case, we had a major online retailer who came to us about a month before their peak season in need of thousands of devices to support them through this busy and critical period. Ryzex solution, we provided a selection of new and refurbished product as a short-term rental. In a very short period of time, we found, tested, staged, and serviced over 2,000 units for them and got it all done within 30 days. And this is an ongoing relationship. We now continue to work with them in half of the last 4 years during their peak period to supply equipment. The point is here that we are nimble enough and creative enough to provide them with a solution that they needed versus having them buy all new equipment that they really weren't going to use except for out of 3 months out of the year. So another solution from Ryzex that really is customer-centric and takes their needs into consideration. This is a key to Ryzex. We touched on this a little bit more, but this is a little bit more in detail of what we believe in and what Ryzex is based on. It's called the Ryzex full use model. Ryzex is here to help our customers get the maximum return on their technology through lifecycle management. If you need repair to lengthen the life of your devices, we have high-quality ISO 9001, 2000 registered repair facilities. Our buyback and recycling options will ensure your old devices stay out of the landfill. Our experience in the industry will give you expert advice you need on new technology solutions. Regardless of whether you enter in a relationship with Ryzex at the point of repair, for a buyback, or for new purchase, we can support you throughout the life cycle of your data collection needs. So here's the checklist. And I won't go for it item by item, but I'll give you a review of each one. In general, look for the highest return on your assets when you're ready to upgrade. Make sure your new devices are flexible enough to change with your needs. Sell off unused equipment. Look for rental or lease options to reduce CapEx. Consider low-cost refurbished products. Consolidate vendors when possible. Concentrate your resources on top priorities. Outsource when possible. Cost savings checklist is available immediately following the webcast. We'll also be sending you an email with this checklist, along with some specific programs that Ryzex has in place today that could be very beneficial for you. And with that, I'll say thank you very much. Appreciate you taking the time and look forward to working with you.